Travis Wingate, so I guess we'll just crank out videos one after the other here and not wait for one to finish and hope that I get them all up on YouTube for you. So, did you hear? Russell M. Nelson asked Mormons to give him money and called it a fast Sunday, because Mormons have to give money with the fast. You can't just fast alone as other religions do. In the Mormon church, you have to give money. So, a fast is where you have no food or drink for 2 meals, and you're supposed to have prayer. And you're supposed to pray for something specific that you're hoping to have resolved. And whether it be a question you have or some kind of assistance with a problem or a dilemma, and thus Nelson said, let's do one for coronavirus. And so the thing with prayer is that it can't be forced. In Mormon theology, prayer is not a rote prayer. It's not a seance. It's not a spell. They're all the same for everyone else. Mormons are different, or supposed to be different. Prayer is having revelation with God. Communication is what it's referred to as. But when you get an idea in your head for something, that's revelation. Now, you have to identify the source of that revelation. And, how do you do that? Oh, wow, that's tricky. Because, I really like this girl, but am I getting false revelation from Lucifer for my lustful desires for her? Or do I really love her? I love her, Daddy. And so the Book of Mormon has the answer to that too. Faith without fruit is dead. And so you can have faith in whatever you want, but if you don't do anything with it, you're worthless. If you just say the church is true, that doesn't make it true. You just have faith. You haven't produced fruit. Yes, you have to produce the fruit. The church has already produced the fruit, and it's sour, and you can tell by their fruits, but until you actually eat it, partake of it, you'll never know. And so as Mormons, we sort of we take it for granted in the sense that we don't bother to test the church's fruit. We just assume. And then we go around lying to everybody about what we think we know, claiming as if it were established fact and truth. And so Mormons get upset with me when I tell them this. They don't like it when they're told they're wrong. They don't like it when they're told they just have faith. They've never done anything with that faith. They have not replicated it. They have not tested it to see if it's good or if it's corrupt, and you need to toss it out. And so Mormons just are clueless, and they live their lives abusing other people because of their ignorance. And so with the coronavirus fast, the prayer is supposed to be something that God has already given revelation to do. So as the prophet of the church, he's insinuating to the Mormons, who automatically assume this information, that God told him to hold this fast for a quick end to the coronavirus. So, well, if God wants it, we're going to obey, pay our dues, and it'll magically disappear and go away. Like in the beginning when Trump said, It's a hoax. There's just 15, and soon there'll be 0. There's now more deaths of Americans than in 9/11. So, yeah, what happened? What are the fruit of that fast? And the fruit came real quick. And the fruit was Trump extended the shutdown until the 1st of May, which is Illuminati Day, but he doesn't care about that. He's more concerned about Trump, or Putin. He's concerned about Trump too, but Putin, that's Putin's day in Russia. And Trump's all excited. I want to go. Virginia extended their shutdown into July. Virginia. Cases continue to rise. Like I said, we've got more deaths than 9/11 now. I believe it was 500 yesterday alone. Then we have the number of cases of people getting it continuing to rise. And Thursday we should get the jobless unemployment claims from last week. The previous week we set an all-time record, breaking the Great Depression. But granted, there were less people back during the Great Depression. So percentage-wise, I'm not sure if that equals out. And so, I'm sorry, the fast failed. And if you say, well, you need to give it time, no, we don't. We don't have time with the coronavirus. That's the whole point of holding a fast if our prophet were a true and living prophet, receiving direct communication from God who wants it cured, as long as we, bow our heads, fold our arms, close our eyes, and say the words. If it's going to be healed in due course, it's not an answer to prayer, not an answer for the fast, because you didn't need it. I had an eye infection once. Went to the eye doctor, and he looked at it and said, that's an eye infection, it'll go away in a day or two. But here, let me write you a prescription for some unnecessary medications. And so, yeah, if it's going to go away in due course, I don't need to pray to heal my eye. And I definitely don't need to pay. But that's what happened with this one. So now the fruit from the fast is a con job. Mormons got scammed. So that's your prophet, Mormons. So see how simple the gospel is when you apply it correctly?